Britain's coalition government is under strain following the publication of the findings of an inquiry into the country's press. Lord Justice Leveson has recommended that an independent body regulate the industry. But the plan is facing opposition, including from the British Prime Minister David Cameron.
As this morning's papers rolled off the press, for once it was their own future which was making front-page news. All the party leaders agree with Lord Justice Leveson that there should be a new, powerful, independent watchdog which can fine newspapers up to £1 million. But there's disagreement over whether to enshrine this in legislation.
You take responsibility.
The singer, Charlotte Church, had her personal life poured over in the press. She says only the force of the law can give a new watchdog sharp teeth.
And all that the statutory underpinning should be able to do is make sure that there is a body that those rules are enforced. And I don't see any way in which that can affect the free press.
The Labour leader, Ed Miliband, and the Lib Dem leader, Nick Clegg, agree. But the Prime Minister thinks this could be a slippery slope towards state control of the press. His supporters want to give the papers one more chance to clean up their act.
The Prime Minister said that the press have got to change. He wants to give it the chance to do that. If they don't change, then yes, at a last resort, then legislation would be necessary.
The politicians are under pressure from the victims of press intrusion to agree swiftly to a new system of press regulation. But so far there's no sign that the Prime Minister, his deputy and the opposition leader will end up on the same page.
In the face of compelling and often disturbing evidence which my clients gave to the inquiry about their experiences at the hands of the press over the years, the need for a strong and independent regulator is frankly unarguable. It only remains now for elected politicians to keep their promises and to put aside their personal relationships with proprietors and editors.
Lord Leveson has recommended that the press set up its own self-regulating body in a system backed by legislation.
I'd be in favour of something much stronger than we've had in the past, and if it has to be further regulation, so be it.
I'm very for self-regulation. However, I think the shame that some of the press have brought on some serious high-profile celebrities and victims of crime, I think is absolutely quite abhorrent.
Self-regulation wasn't working, so you do need something stronger. That's definitely the case.
What the print media does next hinges on the political fallout around a Prime Minister who wants change without the legislation to enforce it.
There was plenty in there for David Cameron to support, as the other party leaders did, and I found it profoundly depressing that he chose not to. It almost felt that really he'd made up his mind. Any mention of the word statutory, however light, however removed from the news gathering process, was never going to be acceptable to him.
There's a saying in the business that a story's got legs, and this one will run and run. There may be agreement on what to do with the press, but how to do it remains an open question, and a very political one.